What's going on, guys? So I'm going to go ahead and say Atozi and Legal Mindset are going to be tagged below. They deserve all the recognition for anything I'm about to talk about because that's where I got all my information. And if you don't know who they are, Atozi is a way better commentary channel that actually, keeps up with drama, more like a news station, journalistic type thing. Okay, that's what he would be. And then Legal Mindset is a lawyer channel that actually he's a lawyer. He talks about stuff that would be in the legal field, just giving his opinion and his facts. And that's literally all. That's everything you would need to know. And if you click away and go to their channel, there's hours and hours of footage of everything that would keep you up to date. If you choose to watch that, I wouldn't be mad. I completely understand. Now, for the people that want a quick little recap for everything and all of what's going on now, let me go ahead and start by saying this is a moron who decided that he was going to go from country to country collecting clout money, basically, by being an asshole and pissing on everybody's culture. Now, I've said this, plenty of people say this, usually common sense will tell you this. If you're going to a different country, their laws, their culture, and everything else in between is going to be different. Okay? You cannot act like you do in any part of the U.S. Almost the U.S. is like that. There's certain ways of life throughout the U.S. that's different. And if you go to a different country that's completely different, you're going to be shitting on their culture. You could end up in some very, very bad spots. Now, I'll have to give him benefit of the doubt. He's not 100% stupid. He did go to cultures or countries that have a culture of being a little bit more polite, okay, more politer cultures that if you mess up, they probably won't do much to you. But he has officially put himself in such a dumpster fire that it's looking like he's actually going to have to do some time, and I'm here for that. So a lot of this that was leading up, we're going to just minus out some of the other country problems right now, but we're going to focus on Korea. So in Korea, he has completely made a fool of himself. He's ran around, and this is actually something that they've talked about in his court case, with a rotten fish, which was essentially assaulting people in a way. I forget the exact details of what it was said, but basically they found it to be a nuisance, which is a way to charge him. The way he acted in the middle of a gas, or not a gas station, in a convenience store. He was setting up to eat his food and all that, and he just started making a mess and screaming at people, which also basically was a charge. He also essentially... I don't know the exact way they phrased it, but essentially he was getting a little bit too erotic and very disrespectful of some statues they have. These statues have to do with slavery and sexual assault victims that happened during a war between like Korea and Japan, or when they were taking them over and stuff. And that was what that was supposed to represent. Okay, is the purity of the people type deal. Which had to do with them being basically sex slaves. Really hard, messed up stuff, okay? Real world stuff that you shouldn't be making fun of. And he did. He was like putting baby oil all over himself. I've uncovered a lot of this, but just to reiterate, he was putting baby oil on himself, trying to P. Diddy this, that, and the other, and getting all over and twerking on it. Which, by the way, is now officially in his court case. He was twerking. So he's one of the first people to actually be labeled as a twerking, like being an aggressor that twerked. But the fantastic conclusion at this moment is that they are actually going through with it, okay? That's the good news. And he's making it worse, because what they're doing, instead of actually locking him up or arresting him and keeping him in jail, they're letting him just keep getting more charges. And it's working, okay? He apparently leaked in a drunken stupor because he has an absolute, like, piss performance with alcohol. So way to go, you lightweight pussy. You couldn't even drink, and then you messed up more. He ended up, like, I think, throwing up on stream, but he did a bunch of gross stuff. But he basically leaked some stuff that would actually be more charges, which is fantastic, and I can't wait to see that actually be put in there. But to get to the court, okay, his court date was, I think, yesterday. I don't know what date or time it is in Korea right now, but it was yesterday, the other day, whatever of time recording this. The time zones are a little bit finicky for me. But basically, he went to court. Okay, and whatever the dude is playing bongo drums on his butt cheeks, gave him a suit because he doesn't have one. I guess he's broke. He's got to be broke. All this clout money went nowhere, and now he's about to go to a cabbage field, basically. And what that means is he's literally going to have to go work at like a farm or something. It's going to be physical labor, okay? And I don't know if you realize, he's literally, built like a bean bowl. He couldn't lift probably a sack of potatoes, quite literally. So he's going to have to go actually work on a farm if all this was to go through. Could be, that's the meme. But he showed up, and basically whatever this dude's suit is what it's being alleged to, because the suit was too big. He literally came in like the kid trying on his dad's office suit. And what made it worse, he come in trying to wear a MAGA hat, which is completely like brain dead and probably the biggest gimp move he could have done. Because what he's been doing is just being a jackass, wearing the MAGA hat, screaming about North Korea, and just being a complete moron when it comes to like their culture and stuff. This is literally what he's been doing. And so he decided to wear the MAGA hat to it, which they stopped him. Obviously, he didn't make it in there. And so one thing I didn't know, which I'm not going to feel bad for him. I just think it's a bad situation for people that are going to court, is usually like the fact that he wasn't allowed his water bottle. That was weird. And he may have known that. I think there was some kind of thing alluding that he would have known that. But he like got the most obnoxious big bottle he could for the like hour or two he was going to be in court for all this, for the hearing and everything. And what actually made me laugh, and you'd have to go back, I think at Tozy's video, it should be a little bit more summarized. He talks about how he turned around and was just grinning and trying to make faces like a little 5-year-old at him. Because if you didn't know, Somali's also been literally watching Atozi's videos, and he's always apparently in Legal Mindset's lives, and he's just like reviewing all this, just fuming and like hate watching them, which is doing nothing but benefiting them by getting another viewer and a little bit of that interaction, while he's getting nothing but a bunch of brain dead idiots on like his Discord. But apparently while he was all smiling, acting like a child, and they started reading off all the charges, he realized he is completely fucked. And that this probably goes fully to court. He's fully going to get arrested, or not arrested, charged. He's going to go to jail, or their jail, their whatever, work camps, whatever they are. And here's where it gets more fun. Okay, whatever he gets sentenced to, okay, that's it. He's sentenced, he's charged. He has more charges in other areas that he has to go to. This is where I was like dumbfounded. I was like, dude, this is perfect. This is great. I love this. I am just eating this up. He will get charged and he will be convicted, and then he's not done. He has to go to another court date, another trial for other charges. And here's the kicker. Being that he's charged, convicted, he is now a criminal with an actual active like criminal record now. So since he has the record, that is going to be used against him in his next charges that he has to go to court for. Dude, it couldn't get better. I mean, it literally can't get better. It is perfect. It is great. It is... I love this. He is an absolute stain on society. He is a horrible person. I'm fine with this. And a lot of people, this is just, sometimes you got to be a little bit easy on him. Yeah, fuck that. Let them throw the book at him. I don't care. Here's another little tidbit, though, which I'm waiting on Legal Mindset to really give the go-ahead if it's going to be true. He did state that there are some states that may do this, but he also did a deepfake. Now, in the U.S., I don't think anybody's going to give a shit. You're not going to get registered because it's not a sex crime to him. In Korea, what he did is that he'd be a registered offender. If that was to carry over to certain parts of the U.S., that puts him down as a registered offender. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, that automatically puts you down as, like, enemy number 1 in the U.S. in anything. So there's a good chance it will carry over to here. Hopefully. I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping that happens. After the, hopefully, like, 10 years of be spending at a farm. We'll just see how that all works, because this moron is getting everything he deserves. He thought he was going to get away. He constantly kept talking about how he's going to get away with it, and he'll just be right back here, which no, passport's completely sunk. He can't fly away. He has no money to be able to actually smuggle himself out. He's going to be stuck there, and if I had to guess, yeah, he's going to go work on them farms. And I'm going to keep watching Legal Mindset and Atozi. I recommend keeping up to date with him, because I don't know. I may not say anything again until he's fully convicted and we know that he's going to jail. It's probably going to be the next time I ever speak about this. But yeah, that's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.